today I present you the next very important part. And the name of this part is allergic diseases of the skin. And in front of you, we present a clinical case of the eczema, such as classical example of the allergic diseases of the skin. This clinical case is very interesting because you can see a lot of clinical signs of this disease, which you can find on the surface of the skin. You can see that the area of localization of this disease is cheeks, and this area is the area of onset of the formation of clinical signs of this disease. The first clinical signs of allergic diseases of the skin you can register on the cheeks. And this is very important because it's very helpful for the confirmation of diagnosis. Then, you can see multiple elements on the surface of the skin. You can see redness of the skin. You can see multiple vesicles or elements which contain the fluid. The next is formation of erosion after the opening of these vesicles. Then these erosions are covered by crusts, and then after the removing of crusts, you can find hyperpigmentation and scaling. And that's why at the same time you can find multiple or many morphological elements. And the name of the situation, when you can find multiple elements, the name of this situation is polymorphic rash on the surface of the skin. And you can find these elements and formation of these elements in the process of evolution. And that's why we can name this situation evolutionary polymorphism. Or you can find formation of multiple elements as a result of the process of evolution. And that's why you can name this situation evolutionary polymorphism. If I present now this, this table, and you can see that in the duration of this disease, you can find the element macule, you can find formation of element papule, you can find formation vesicle, and all these elements are the result of the process of inflammation. Next, what the factors may be as the factors of onset of the process of inflammation. In this situation, for us, very important to understand the ways of possible action on the skin surface. On the surface of the skin, the situation which may be formed after the action on the surface of the skin, external factors, and formation of this situation after this action, the name is dermatitis. Dermatitis and result of dermatitis after the contact. That's why contact dermatitis. But after this moment, you can find difference between two terms, allergic contact dermatitis and artificial contact dermatitis. Now I explain you differentiation between artificial and allergic contact dermatitis. If you imagine this situation when on your skin or my skin, on their skin, you can put the very strong solution of alkaline acid and very strong. In every situation, you can find formation of dermatitis. In every person and in every situation. You can find formation of dermatitis. This dermatitis is the result of the contact of the solution with the skin. That's why contact dermatitis. But you can find this contact dermatitis in every person. That's why the name of this form of contact dermatitis is artificial or simple contact dermatitis, because you can find in every person. But in the second possible situation, on the skin surface acts the detergent, grease, and other factors to which the person is allergic, because you can find the change on the skin only in 2 or 3% after the action of these factors on the skin surface, because these persons are allergic to these factors. That's why the name of this kind of contact dermatitis is allergic contact dermatitis. That's why you know the differentiation, that dermatitis is inflammation of the skin, contact dermatitis, inflammation as a result of the contact, and 2 possible variants. First, artificial or simple, and second is allergic contact dermatitis. Next possibility, penetration of factors into the organism. After the penetration into the organism across the stomach, possible penetration of the factors into the blood, and then across the blood action on the skin. In this situation, it's possible 2 variants. The reaction in every person, it's maybe in relation with food, with other factors. In every person, the name is toxicodermia, because in this situation the factor is toxic for the organism. But toxic factors penetrates into the organism in inner structures, and then you can register the change of the skin. And second possible variant, exacerbation of allergic diseases. It's possible exacerbation of eczema, neurodermatitis, prurigo, and other diseases, allergic genesis. These 4 possible variants, 2 factors action on the skin surface, and 2 internal factors, and then across this way the formation, the change on the skin by this action from the inner structure. Next, what forms of contact dermatitis are important for us? First, dermatitis perioralis. Dermatitis perioralis is a disease of inflammation of the skin, dermatitis. Contact dermatitis, because it's in relation with the action of, after the contact of these factors with the skin. And this kind is allergic contact dermatitis, because factors which provocate the onset of this disease is allergic. And you can see why the name dermatitis, inflammation of the skin. Why perioral dermatitis? Because you can find change around the mouth. Peri, around, and mouth, orum. And that's why you can find this element around the mouth. What can you find? You can see redness of the skin because